Hey, everybody, and welcome to day 10. You did it. We're there. You made it through the entire metabolic detox process. I hope that you're feeling awesome and you're really excited about moving forward with everything that you've learned, everything you've overcome, and what you've created, and you're feeling great. I just want to congratulate you, and I really want to stress that this isn't an easy task. You really did do something incredible here. And I hope that you have found this to not just be physically renewing for yourself, but that you might have had some more mental clarity and some insights and some newfound belief systems in that. When we treat our body well, we really do treat our whole being well. So I really hope for you that you've grown from this experience. And I just want to talk about what the next steps are because it's one thing to do these practices, but it's really important to come out of this strategically. So if we just go right back to the way we were living before and eating foods that might not be optimal for us, and going back to those vices and that, we can quickly undo everything that we've just created. So I really encourage you to stay on track and live as optimally and make the choices for your greater good for the best health possible. So we're moving into the reintroduction phase. Now, this is completely optional for you guys, but as I mentioned before, it's a really great opportunity to get insight into what foods might be bothering you. Sometimes we can miss what's going on here. If we're eating a whole bunch of different foods and we think they're healthy foods, we can sometimes miss things that might be affecting our digestion and our nutrient absorption. So I have outlined a PDF. I've posted that in the group. It's a pretty easy guide on how to do this. So the way that you're going to do this, it's going to go in 3-day increments. So you can choose 1 or 2 of the foods to reintroduce and observe, or you can do all of them. That's totally up to you. It depends where you're at with everything and what's happening with your life and that. So what you'll do is tomorrow, you'll start with one of the foods. So say you choose dairy. You're going to want to eat that food 3 times in the day. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or even snacks. So say dairy, you'll do some yogurt with berries in the morning, then maybe have a glass of milk, and then maybe have some cheese for supper. And then just observe what happens in the body. And then we wait this out for 2 additional days after that. Sometimes symptoms might not show up right away. They might show up in a couple days after the digestion, and this might activate the immune system. So that's usually what we see. Different symptoms might come up. It could be digestive, but it could also be your immune system. You could feel a little bit more tired, feel like maybe you're getting a bit sick, a bit sinusy. That can happen, especially with dairy, because it is quite mucus forming. So just observe these things, take note of what's going on over those days. You can continue to eat these foods in those couple of days, but don't introduce any of the other foods in that time, just so that you know exactly what you're working with and if that's affecting your system. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out. It seems a bit complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. It's just about having variety. So that's the next step. Very exciting. Tomorrow morning you can have your coffee. I know there's quite a few of you that are very excited about that. I would be too. I'm a big advocate of the health properties of coffee. It is a health food if we use it properly. It's high in antioxidants and it's really good for the cardiovascular system. We just run into problems when we come into a big dependence with it. If you notice a coffee headache during the cleanse coming down from that, then you might have a bit of a dependence there, which is okay, but it's just important to take intermittent breaks from that. Having your coffee first thing in the morning, that's awesome. But if you're needing it to get going and you're needing it, like really needing it to get through your day and you're having it in the afternoon, that's when it might become a bit of a problem. So I hope you're all very excited about that. Also, the quality of your coffee is really important. I can't go on enough about organics, and coffee is one of these foods that's highly sprayed if it's not organic. So choosing, say, like Kicking Horse is a really good option. That's one that's available everywhere now, and it's organic, so that's a good choice. So I encourage you to maybe change the way you're making your coffee. I like to do a pour over in the morning, and it's a bit of a ritual. Or using a French press, that's good too. Maybe staying away from, the pods, that kind of thing, unless you can find organic, but they tend to be heavily sprayed, so we want to avoid that. And you'll notice the email that I sent out this morning. There's quite a few different things on there that I wanted to go over today. The questionnaire that you would have filled out at the very beginning of the program, now's a good time to go back and do that questionnaire again and compare. It gives us a good gauge because sometimes we don't even notice how different we're feeling, or there might be things that we're missing. So that's a good gauge to see how far you've come. So I encourage you to do that. I've also sent you guys a survey. I really, really would appreciate if you would do that survey. It's just a couple questions, and let me know if there's anything that you feel that I've missed in the program, anything that could have been done better, anything that was unclear. I really, really want to improve wherever I can, and I can only do that with your help. If there's things that I don't know I'm doing wrong, or I could be doing better, I really appreciate that feedback. So if you can just take a couple minutes and do that, that's great. And then I'm holding the program again in a few weeks for people who didn't get a chance to jump onto it, but then I'll be doing it again in the fall. So if this is something that was really cruisy for you, it's important to do a couple times a year, so you might want to come in again in the fall. So I'll be advertising that, and I'll shoot you an email when that time comes. So another thing I wanted to offer you guys is a bit of a special offer from me and my services. This cleanse is really great to detox and get a good base of new healthy habits. But if you want to dive a little bit deeper into your health regime and your health practices, then I'm offering my initial consultation package. So it's 3 sessions. The first one is an initial intake. It's 90 minutes. We go over everything in your life, really, but mostly focusing on your health. So we go over your health history, any kind of childhood stuff that might be affecting you now. I also do iridology, so I do an analysis of your iris to see what systems we need to nurture, and I do individual yoga. I guess you would call it yoga prescriptions, so different yoga practices that will nurture the systems in your body that need it the most. It's really comprehensive. If you want to know more details about it, it is listed on my website. You can have a look there under programs. But I'm offering this for $275. It's usually $325, so I'm giving you guys a bit of a discount, an incentive to just dive deeper into that. So if you'd like to do that, you can just book an initial consult on the website, and I'll be sending out a reminder email for you guys for that as well. So I hope this is all clear and you're ready to go and you're ready to move into the next phase. Just take it a moment at a time. Don't go out and eat those crazy indulgent meals right away. You can have those eventually, but we really do want to start introducing slowly, so we can get a better idea of what foods are affecting us. And when you go through this reintroduction process and you start introducing those foods, even if you do react, this doesn't mean that you're going to never be able to eat those foods ever again. This is just, we want to have a good gauge of what is affecting us, so we can take that out of everyday eating and we can have it as a sometimes food. So we can have it once in a while and really enjoy it, and then understand what that does to us, because then this really, it empowers us to take charge of our health, and it just gives us a roadmap of what's going on. So take some time today, this afternoon, to sit down and reflect on how far you've come, and give yourself a pat on the back. This isn't an easy thing. Food is such a big part of our life, and it affects our energy so much, so we really do depend on it for physical health, energy, but also emotional. So I'm sure you have overcome a lot these past 10 days, and I really want to stress how incredible that is. And I really want to commend you for taking your health into your own hands and doing such an amazing job here. So as always, if you have any questions, if you want to reach out to me about anything at all, I'm happy to help. I'm here for you. And I am excited for you guys to move into the next phase. So have an awesome day today. Have an awesome day tomorrow and moving forward. And I will see you guys really soon.